Hello everyone, welcome to the series of tutorials on C++. I am Deepak Kunyal, and if you remember my previous tutorials, I have discussed constructor. So we discussed two type of constructors. One is default constructor, another is parameterized. And in the default constructor, we discussed that one is explicit and another is implicit. Implicit is defined by compiler itself, and explicit we define as a user, right? So now we are going to discuss the constructor which have default arguments. And to understand its uses or benefit, let us take one example. So let us suppose you have a class gradebook and it has two variables. One is course name and another is year, and then there are some functions, member function, set and get for both of them. So I will just write set and get, and let us give it a visualization of this kind. So this is gradebook and it has two things. One is for data member and another is for member functions. So you have set year, get year, and similarly for the set course name and get course name, I am not writing these are the two functions, but you can write them also. Now this course name is of string type and year is of integer type, right? So let us suppose you are creating an object of gradebook like this, gradebook GB, and then passing some arguments. That depends on the constructor and the type of argument it takes. So let us suppose constructor is this, as it has no return type, so I am not writing anything here, and it will have string and course is cn, let us suppose, and then int y for the year, and after that we are assigning those values, course name and year equal to y, which is coming from above, right? So in this way object will be created for the values c++ and year 1. Now if you don't have any default constructor that is explicitly declared, so there will be no implicit constructor in this case, right? And if you try to create an object with no arguments like this, so in this case this statement will give an error. Why? Because when you are creating an object without any arguments, there is no constructor designed for this, or there is no constructor that we have developed for handling this kind of object creation, right? So here the role of default argument comes into play. So what you have to do, you have to make just few changes. So let me show you the changes here. I will use a red color so that you can understand it clearly. So when we are talking about default values, this works both in constructor and functions. So you can use default arguments in functions also. So what you have to do, whenever arguments are coming to you in a function which is defined for doing something, so in that function you have to just write this equal sign in front of this variable and assign some default value. Maybe in this case you want to assign c within double quotes, and for the year maybe you want to assign 1 as a default value, right? So when we are creating this object using this first statement, using first statement there will be an object created like this which has course name. I will write only cn in the sort, and it will be c++. If we talk about year, it will be 1, right? This is for first statement. But what will happen in the second case? Because we are not passing anything, so the role of default argument will take place here. So it will create another object and we are not passing any object, so this will assign course equal to C, and year equal to 1 by default. And a constructor that defaults all its argument is also a default constructor. That is a constructor that can be invoked with no arguments, and there can be at most one default constructor per class. So now this is also a default constructor because you are making all the parameters as default. So now let us do it practically. This is the program we discussed in last class. So I will copy this thing and paste in the default arguments class, right? So let us see its output first. We can compile this program, default arguments, and program is compiled successfully. Now see the output. It is object1, CSE1, and mechanical 4. What you can do, you can remove this whole thing. Are you getting me? We can remove this whole default constructor and create default values of course name, which is CSE, and year 1. Now even if you are removing this thing, the output will be same. So let us compile this program and run it now, and see there is no difference, right? Now try to remove this thing, which is default values, save the program, compile it again, and now you can see there are some errors. And error is requires 2 argument but 0 was provided. So what does it mean? It is giving us error for this statement because the constructor accept 2 argument, course name and year, but we are not passing anything. You can remove this error by commenting this thing out, and if you are commenting this thing out, you have to comment this statement also. Now compile this and run the program. Now it is working fine, right? But we don't want this and want to remove the error. So what we have to do in that case, we will provide CSE here and year here, and now everything is working fine, right? So I think now this is clear to you. Now my question is, let us remove this thing. So is this program going to work? I am not going to run this. You have to run this program, but before running, try to guess this answer, whether there will be an error or it will work fine. And if it is working fine, why? And if it is not working fine, what is the reason behind that? So I expect your answer in the comments and try to provide your reason, right? So in the next video, I will try to respond to this question, or in the comments itself if you are writing your answers in the comment. So I will come in the next video with some new concept. Just like constructor, we have something called destructor. So we'll be discussing that in next lecture. All right. If you have any doubt or query, you can write in the comment. Till then, thank you so much.